What's up, guys? Ron Harris here. I'm the online editor, doing a quick one. Just give you the results real quick for the California State Pro. Just happened tonight in San Diego, California. Congratulations to Charles, the definition Griffen from Minnesota. Very, very narrow loss a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago exactly, at the Indy Pro. I was there where he lost to Blessing Awodibu. But today and tonight, sealed his deal for the Mr. Olympia. So now he can hang his, get back to that. So second place, Mohammed Shaban, fantastic. I would have had no problem with him winning. I'm basing that on the photos and video clips I saw on the Instagram page for Muscle Contest. Tamer and Tarek El-Gundi's company. That is on Instagram. Muscle Contest, one word. You can catch some footage in their stories and some of their posts. There was no stream of the show. There was no pay-per-view or stream of this particular show. So that was second place. Mohammed Shaban looked fantastic. Bigger legs, really round, full muscle bellies on him. He looked fantastic. I could see how disappointed he was in the some of the photos of the awards. Thought he had it locked up. Again, I think he could have won the show. Mohammed Shaban looked fantastic. Third place, Tony O'Burton. Wow. I saw him make his pro debut last year at Indy Pro where he won 212. And then he moved up to Open by the end of the same year at the Legion Sports Fest. And now he's showing that he is a solid open bodybuilder. Third place, beautiful shape and muscle fullness, round muscle bellies on him, tiny little waist, really big flaring quads, really nice shape to them. Could use a little more definition, just a little bit, and definitely a little more size. And he's gonna be pushing. This guy's shape is unbelievable. Fourth, Andrea Muzzi, Muzzi from Italy. I had just seen the other Andrea Presti at the New York Pro, and I was impressed. He was in the show as well. It did not fare as well. Condition was not as good as it was last weekend in New Jersey for the New York Pro. And fifth place, Croatia's Peter Klancier, who finally made it. He was having issues with traveling. I don't know if it was visa related or what the problem was, but he was supposed to be in the Indy Pro, wasn't able to get there. Was supposed to be at the New York Pro, again, could not make it. Finally, we see this guy, big dude. Shaped pretty good. I could see maybe from certain angles, like the side, he could be a little thicker and fuller, but big dude, pretty good balance as well, great condition. And man, this was a small show. It only had 10 men, but the quality was outstanding. Max Charles looked really good. Doug Frucci from California. Theo Leguerre from France. Surprised he wasn't in the top 5. He was looking really good again. And Andrea Presti, great potential in this guy. We're going to be hearing so much more about these new European champions that are coming over here. Christopher Robinson, and of course, 10th place, Mohammed Shaban. So excellent quality. Just wanted this to be a quick one, but let's see what if you guys have anything we can talk about. Just turn the volume off, right? Okay. Why didn't you guys have coverage at the event? We had just done 2 weekends in a row covering, and I was on site for both of them, myself and Hector. A lot of traveling. Yeah, no excuse. I mean, I would like to be at every show, but I'm also heavily involved. I'm the senior writer for the magazine, so I have a lot of responsibilities with that. So I don't go to all the shows. I would have liked to go to. I've never been to the Cali Pro. Vinny Morinville, do you think he earned that or was given first? I thought Shaban was better. If I had been there, I could give you an honest answer. Based on the pictures, I have no problem with Shaban winning. Although, Griffen looked fantastic too. He looked like he was even tighter than in Indy. He did have 2 weeks to tighten up even more. Condition was outstanding, but Shaban looked amazing. I prefer his physique from certain shots, definitely. It's just a lot thicker and rounder. He's got almost that Phil Heath type of roundness and fullness to him. He's going to be someone to watch. So what else we got? He's going to be Mr. O finally. He's actually he was at the Olympia, I think 2019 Charles was in it. I believe he was there in 2019. I think he was in top 15. Let's see. I mean, Mo had more muscles. It seems less conditioned than Charles. If I was there, I could tell you. I'm just going off pictures. They look pretty equal to me. Natalia Coelho, great lineup. Were you there? I don't know, but it was a great lineup. Hang on. Mo just needs to tighten up a little bit. Okay, yeah, Charles. Hard work, friendly stuff. Natalia, you were great too. Yeah. Natalia says, Charles was crispier from the back. Oh, you were there. But Shaban looked amazing. Great job, both of them. Yeah, I always like to hear from people who were there, who have a really good eye. Natalia knows what she's looking at when it comes to physique. So I trust that assessment of hers 100%. Again, guys, top 5: Charles Griffen, Mohammed Shaban, Antonio Burton, Andrea Muzzi, Peter Clancia. Top 5. So what else we got? Are Max going to win the show anymore? I don't know. I never write anybody off. I've seen so many people make comebacks when you thought they were all done and they've been written off. I've seen it happen. I've also seen a lot of people, who do. That is the end. That's the beginning of the end as they start to. I don't know where Max fits into that right now. His best days might not be behind him. Who knows? Gerard Poe, do you think Charles Griffen will make progress with the midsection? I mean, can he fix it? He's covering it up with the vacuum pose. I don't know. I'd like to see him hit. I want to see what it looks like when he hits an abdominal and thigh, because he just keeps hitting that vacuum all the time. It's cool that such a big, thick guy can still pull a vacuum, but, it's an abdominal and thigh. I know in Classic, they do have that option to just hit the vacuum when that pose is called, but in open bodybuilding, I was under the impression you had to show the abdominals flex. I would have to actually ask a judge about that. That's just something I'd assumed. It may not be true. Arminair, Charles out the vacuum as a distended midsection. He's got a shorter torso, kind of like a Kai Green, and he's got so much muscle packed on it. It's really hard to not start looking a little thicker in the midsection when you have. He's like 250 pounds on a 5'9" frame, shredded. That's a lot of muscle. Greg Elise, what's up? It's a great win for Charles. Jupe? I don't know what that means. Is that French? You do have the French accent. You're up in Quebec, Montreal, Quebec, right? Yeah. Charles got a way to deal with his midsection when doing vacuum pose. Yeah. You know what? I guess if it was an issue, they would call him on it. If not say it while he was on stage, the head judge, and after the first time at the Indy when he was doing that, somebody would have said something. They wouldn't let it keep going like that. Ronald sends photos of comparison. I have some of the ab thighs too. Thank you, Natalia. Yeah, I've seen a couple. Like I said, the Instagram page Muscle Contest, all one word. They do have some shots up on their posts, and if you look in the stories, there's some more shots and a couple little video clips. Again, there was no coverage of this show. The first show in a while, we haven't had either a stream or a free stream or a pay-per-view. They just didn't. How's Giles doing? Thank you for asking, Charlie Jordan. Giles is going into surgery. I'm not sure the day. I want to say it's Monday or Tuesday. Maybe it's Tuesday or Wednesday. It's coming up in a few days. I don't think I'm supposed to talk about the details. It's a pretty involved surgery, but he's young, he's healthy, he works out, eats right. He's got a great spirit, great will to live. That's important too. So prayers, best wishes and prayers to Giles Thomas over there, and he's currently in Ireland. I believe they moved him from Limerick to Dublin, where he's going to have the surgery. Bigger hospital or better heart center there or something like that. I hope. So Gregory Elise, you hope Mo and Tony come to Toronto? Yeah, why wouldn't they? I mean, Shaban, he was so close to this. From the pictures I saw, it was hair splitting. It was a coin toss. So if it's that close, and I'm sure Charles is going to wrap it up now. He's got his Olympia qualification. And it was very, very strategic of Charles and his coach, Matt Jansen. They skipped New York because, I think Blessing had just beat him at Indy, and not much was going to change between them. They were both in pretty damn good condition. So knowing that Blessing was going to New York, he skipped New York, let his body reset, comes back to San Diego for this show today, California State Pro, and boom. So very, very smart. It's a thinking man's game. Let's see, around the goat, yeah. My mother had heart surgery, Thomas. Yeah, a lot of people do. Heart disease is a huge problem all over the world, especially in the USA. So everybody knows somebody who's had heart surgery, either a direct relative or a friend of a relative of a friend. So over the moon for Charles. He's been working hard. Yeah, he's gonna win. He's gonna sing. Griffen versus Awabidou at the Olympia rematch. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not. The Olympia is not just going to be Griffen and Awabidou. It's going to be maybe Big Ramy, Brandon Curry, Nick Walker, Hunter Labrada, Ian Valliere, Hadi Chupin, Steve Kuklo. I mean, all the heavy hitters. It's the Olympia. It's the toughest show in the world. Max Muscle, Griffen versus Blessing could have competed this. Would he won? I don't know. I mean, he beat Charles 2 weeks ago. Charles was definitely tighter from what I could see, and he was in pretty good condition at Indy, but this was more extreme condition. Crispy, as Natalia says. When someone says crispy, that's really like dried out, where you can see every little fiber. It's that grainy look. that's really hard to get. You have to have thin skin and get rid of all the body fat and all the water to achieve that look. So I don't know if Blessing would have won this one. I don't know. It would have been tough. He would have had a much harder time beating Charles, and I don't know if he would have beat Charles or Shaban. Shaban's no joke. This guy is really good, Muhammad Shaban. How you doing? I'm doing great. Oh, hey, Roger Lockridge. Doing great. Hope to see you soon, Roger. The show coming up. Just ran into you at the Arnold, right? Time flies, man. Gerard, how's 22 going so far? You think the competition results so far would make the Mr. Olympia interesting? Oh, the Olympia is always interesting, but, now we have this storyline where we don't know what's going on with Ramy. Is he retired, retiring? He's having some serious issues and he's keeping his privacy. It's his private life, his personal life, and we don't know what's going on. So there's a lot of speculation or doubt that he won't be competing anymore. Something's going on that might prevent him from training and preparing for the Mr. Olympia this year. I mean, last year, supposedly he only trained a few months out of the whole year. He was moving from Kuwait to Egypt, and he had all these things. A few months before that, he had been stuck in Dubai for a while. He was about to compete, and he tested positive for COVID, and he ended up stuck there for a while. He's been through some shit. Max Muscle, I'm betting Griffen will place ahead of Blessing at the Mr. O. No, I'm not coming to Toronto, Gregory, I wish. Bonac, did I forget to mention William Bonac? I'm sorry. Yeah, Bonac is no joke. That guy's been second place at the Olympia. You cannot, he handily won the Boston Pro in March. My hometown, I was psyched to have William Bonac here winning a show. Trust me, it was cool. But, I can't write him off. He's been second, he's been third. He's been a very consistent top 5 guy. Sometimes he's been off due to like injury or something really messing things up, but seems like he's pretty good shape right now as far as, no injuries, healthy, he's resting up. Bonac's going to be a force too. Oh, Isabel Terrell, I think just gave me the answer on Facebook, but I did get the results. I asked her for the rest of the top 5 because she posted top 3. I'm like, what about the 4th and 5th? I think Steve and Justin are still top of the points. Yeah, I wouldn't even look at the point standings now. We have so many shows left and so many guys who haven't even started competing. There's a lot of shows with a lot of points ahead of us. So I don't even start looking at that till like September, October. A couple of questions. I'm going to bed, man. I'm tired. I'm old. I can't be up that late. Bonac nails he could beat Nick and Hunter, in my opinion. Yeah, well, why not? When these guys are all at that level, it's a matter of someone shows up and just nails it. Good example, 2009 Mr. Olympia. Okay, the one Jay made his comeback and he won his title back for the first time it had ever been done. But another, highlight of that show was Branch Warren. Branch Warren came out. He was the first competitor to come out in the individuals. So he was the first athlete we saw, and they had this lighting from below. Very dramatic, like opera-style lighting almost, and he came out. That's the best Branch ever looked, and he had leveled up. He never looked like that before, and he never really looked like that again. That was like a lightning in a bottle moment for Branch Warren, 2009 Olympia. And he got second place, which means if Jay Cutler had stayed retired and not come back that year, Branch Warren would have been the 2009 Mr. Olympia. So, yeah. So Bonac could certainly pull something like that off. Who knows? Why not? William did the surgery for his gyno, Greg. He says, yeah. I don't find his to be that distracting, honestly. I've seen much, much worse. But yeah, when he puts his arms up, you see it. He's got plenty of time to get it resolved. I hope he does. It's the Olympia, especially once you're getting into like top 5 at the Olympia, the tiniest little flaw can be a reason because the guys are so close. The judges need a reason to place this guy first, second, third, fourth, fifth, when in reality, sometimes the top 5, especially second through fifth, is you could flip-flop it a few different ways and you wouldn't be wrong. It would just be your opinion. Brian Lee, slowly but surely bring back Mass with class. Blessing, Charles, Rafa, means Rafael Brandao. Hunter, exciting times. Yeah, we're getting we're getting a lot of good talent out at once. I don't want to jinx it and say it's like heading back towards like a 90s situation where you had a lot of A-list guys on the scene at once who did a lot of shows. We're not there yet, but we might be headed in that direction. And why not? Why would there only be that one decade where we could have all that talent? Why wouldn't it be possible to have, here we are 30 years later. Why not? Why can't we for almost 40 years later? who's to say we can't have like another golden era? Why not? It's the talent pool's out there. It could happen. Agreed. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna go to bed. It is Memorial Day weekend here in the USA. For those of you celebrating, please do so responsibly. Stay alive. Keep your loved ones alive. Everybody, stay healthy. Be good. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.